talking about wearable devices. It's a big market in India now. You have a product of your own.
Yes.
You have Heart, that's what it's called. Yeah. It's a ring. There are several others that are out in the market. And one particular one, which is making a lot of noise, it's put right here. You know who I'm talking about, right? What do you make of this entire temple, as it's being called or speculated so far, because there's no official launch? But I can tell you, in Delhi circles, a lot of people that I meet over dinner or brunches these days, I'm seeing a lot of them wear that little piece here. You've had your own thoughts on Deepinder Goyal's startup.
No, again, look, so I think we have to look at everything at a fundamental level. For 10 years, we are doing the same thing. We are making people healthy. We've stayed away from supplements. We've stayed away from drugs. So there's a philosophy. And people can look at our track record. They're like, okay, what do these guys do? And I keep myself fit. My whole family is fit. We use the same product. My parents use the same products. When you look at, again, I don't want to get into any legal trouble, but I'm saying that when you have people who are kind of contributing and making people unhealthy, and then the same people come out and start talking about health and well-being, it's not that they cannot. I'm saying then you have to be very careful that it's not setting an agenda or narrative where they want to kind of convince people that they are not making people unhealthy. For example, research funded by an alcohol company or a cancer hospital opened by a smoking company, that sets a dangerous precedent, because in a long enough timeline, they'll be able to prove that smoking does not cause cancer. Or an alcohol company would be able to, produce research which we say, hey, in moderate quantities, wine is actually good for you. And we have those researchers, right? So in a similar manner, a company that does food delivery, quick delivery, and largely responsible for distributing junk food to the masses can, in a way, talk about longevity and health and try to change the agenda. And they'll say, hey, you know what? A food delivery is not a problem. The quick delivery is not a problem. The 1 a.m. notification that asks you to eat chole bhature at night is not a problem. It's your willpower. We are sending those notifications to test your willpower. You see, so that's dangerous. That's my biggest problem with companies like these talking about health and wellness. I'm like, look, do your business, no problem. The minute you enter into health and wellness, everything has to be, and you have to be looking at it from the lens of evidence. My biggest problem with Deepinder Goyal's hypothesis was that hypothesis, first, it was not even his own. This is a theory which has been explored for the last 50 years. And has been largely dismissed by the community. And then he talks about evidence-based gravity aging hypothesis. And the second argument in the statement was, look at the people who do shavasana and they live so long. I'm sorry, where's the proof? He's using Indian culture to further his argument. But that's not how science works.
Yeah, so he did apologize for it.
I mean, sure, but the whole agenda was not an apology, or it wasn't the gravity aging hypothesis.
Oh, you're saying he was forced to apologize?
I mean, sure, why would he do that otherwise? It was a lot of people went vocal and talked about and ripped apart his gravity aging hypothesis. That's when he realized he did a mistake.
But Deepinder Goyal has gone on record to say that there is no food cooked in his house. He only orders from Zomato. He and his wife both.
Yeah.
And then he also has a longevity startup. And he also has this thing called Temple that he's coming up with to improve health.
Can he go on record and say that that food is good for everybody? Can he go on record? Because there's meta-analysis, I can show it to you, that shows that food delivery companies are impacting the minds of young people. And it is making food more and more accessible. They are sending notifications at night that ask people to eat chole bhature. And that's, if you're telling me that's not affecting people's behavior, I'm sorry, I don't believe that. I'm not saying that. There's research that food delivery companies are manipulating people into eating more. There's research, there's data.
Yeah, but what if he's had a awakening and that's why the startup now on health?
Well, I don't know, probably just stop sending the notifications. Not too much to ask for, right? Tell them Zomato will not send any food-related notifications after 9 p.m. How difficult is that? You're ready to put in $25 million in your new longevity startup. you're not ready to lose some money by not sending notifications post 9 p.m.? I mean, if people needed food, they'd anyways log in and order food, right? Why send the notifications? So you see my problem? I'm like, anybody can say anything. You have to back it up.
What are your thoughts on Temple, the tracker?
I mean, it's just a device. It's nothing.
You also have just a device.
Yeah,
you have one of your own.
Yeah, so I'm not attaching it with gravity aging hypothesis. I'm not saying this device will make you live longer. It's a freaking tracker. That's what it is. So that Temple device is just a tracker. It's not going to improve your longevity. This device is not going to improve my longevity. I'm going on record. I'm telling you, it's just a tracker.
Yeah.
It gives you a baseline. So similarly, whatever device he's making, it's not going to improve your lifespan. It's just a monitoring device, and it will likely do the same thing that the Ring is doing while looking probably weird. That's about it. Like,
you think it's the same thing then? It's the same tracker?
It's the same tracker.
But they claim, so nobody knows what it is, by the way, because it's not public yet.
Yeah, I know what it is, because I've had somebody from the Zomato's team reach out to me and told me that I'm doing great and they know everything about it. So they told me it's the same device. They have the PPG sensors, and basically it does exactly the same thing that this Ring is doing. On top of this, they are also trademarking this pseudo metric called brain flow, which has nothing to do with your actual brain's flow.
Pseudo metric?
Yeah, it's a pseudo metric, brain flow. They have trademarked that metric. So like, for example, you have VO2 max, you have HRV, you have resting heart rate. These have been validated metrics for 50 plus years, right? They have invented their own metric called the brain flow.
What is that?
It's just a fancy metric which they'll probably use the same device to calculate, and they'll probably link it to, like he was saying, longevity and everything, like if the flow to the brain. That was the whole hypothesis, right? So their entire hypothesis that people who live longer, they have higher blood flow to the brain, and people who live less longer, they have less cerebrum blood flow, as evident by the researchers. But they are using the researchers, right kind of researchers, and linking with this pseudonym that they have invented, brain flow. So it's basically just again, if we go technical, this will go very, very technical. So I don't want to get into too technical stuff.